This is the second and the last post on this coffin, which I showed last time. It has several angles, multiple angles in different directions, and the dovetails are a little bit difficult to create in this kind of architecture. Last time we showed how to create the end, tail end, and the side component based on the base shape. And then I showed how to make the dovetail in this end component. These are equally sized tails and pins on the dovetails. So this time we need to complete the matching dovetails on the corner of this side unit. So the first thing I'll do is open up the side component for editing and click on that face and do intersect faces with model. That creates those intersecting lines as the pins come through the side component. Then with the guideline tool, I'm going to click on these edges that were just created by the intersect, and then X-ray, I can see the other end of the pins. And also on the inside of the dovetail, I will also create these helper guidelines. And then with the line tool, I'll trace over that dovetail in the end piece out to the edge, out to the outer edge of the side. Now I wait for that intersect, that X that tells me I'm intersecting, and then I can connect those two lines and connect this line. Now I have a face within the side tool that matches up. And I can go right on down through these dovetails with the same actions with the line tool. Now, one thing that I'm doing here, I'm making intentionally a longer side and a longer end piece so that after gluing in the shop, there's some extra material that will be shaved off with a hand plane. So these extra lines are giving that extra material beyond the real shape that we'll end up with after cleanup. There's a missing guideline. Go ahead and go out there to the intersect, bring it over, and that should be about it. These lines down here already, I think, already exist, but I'll go ahead and make sure, trace them over. Now, it's a little bit confusing here. We'll get rid of all these guidelines. And we need to do some cleanup. The best way to do this is to close the component and bring a copy out in front And now we can see what we've got here. Edit the component. Looks good there. Wait a minute, I'm missing some back edges. Connect those back edges. And I hope we're ready for the eraser. Let's see what it looks like. Click on an edge, opens up this tail. Looks clean so far. And I can knock out all of this area down here. There are probably many ways of doing this kind of work. I've tried several, and I always go back to this guideline approach. It seems to be just as good as any. But I'm sure there are probably some other alternatives that are pretty good. So inspect this joint. It looks like it's tight. Looks like I've got some extra material for hand planing after these pieces are glued together. And that will complete making these dovetails.